Hello everyone, welcome to this options talk number 13 between me and Raghunath. As usual, we have some updates of what the week has gone by, has done, and what is likely the next week. And then Raghunath also will talk about a couple of some things about option Greeks, which are important to those who don't understand Greeks. So starting with charts right away, I went through almost all charts of options of liquid stocks, and it's quite confusing. This is quite a strange week where it is so confusing. I really did not get much out of this, but just to show what has happened so far, if you see the 11,300 straddle, this is completely going down. And right now the call is, the straddle total is 187, out of which call is 135 and put is 52. So if this straddle keeps going down, that means the call has to go down. So keep a watch on this total of the low was 188. So below 180, we might see Nifty drifting down. So that is one big observation based on why I'm saying this is why I'm saying big is because everything is looking bullish so far in terms of Nifty chart, the stock chart. But this call, this straddle is telling something different. I'm not talking about a crash or anything, but maybe drifting down. At the same time, if you see the 11,300 call, I tweeted about this couple of times. This has not broken 100, although Nifty had gone all the way down to 11 below 300, 11,300 couple of days back. So this is the anchor column from where it went up from 105, and it almost did a double bottom near 105 couple of days back. And yesterday morning, it of course naturally it was a gap up, so there was an anchor column. So low of this anchor column, which is 109. So basically 100 to 110 on this 11,300 call is going to be crucial. If that is held over the next couple of days, then expect a strong expiry, because naturally if 11,300 call is not breaking 100, that means expiry needs to be above 11,400. So this 100 to 110 on the 11,300 call is something which is going to be giving an indication of what is likely to happen. If you see the 11,300 call, 11,400 call, that is showing a slightly different picture. Of course, it is making a base near 60, which is what you can see here. But if you see the structure overall, it faces selling all the way over here 4 5 days back from 135, then again from 140. So 135 140 remains a big resistance, and this base which is near 60. So if 11,300 call does not break 100, then this 11,400 call of 60, the base near 60, which means we can expect expiry between 11,400 and 500. So this is only as of now. Let's see how the action continues on from Monday onwards, because we have 4 days to expiry. At the same time, if you look at the 11,400 put, yesterday I mentioned about the support near 85.90, which got broken in a spike. So that was quite interesting, because Nifty did spike to a high of 11,430, but immediately came down. And this put went to a spike low near 77. Now immediately came up, and if it goes above this level of 104, that will become a triple top buy, which is supposed to be quite powerful on point and figure charts. And at the same time, you'll have to keep a watch on the 11,300 call. So this call, this put and the 11,300 call, these two charts will tell what is likely to happen for the next week. On the contrary, Bank Nifty is looking a bit bullish. If you see the 22,500 put, it is still in the money, but this is showing quite a weak structure. In fact, there's a big anchor column here from 1100 to 400, then another anchor column from 680 to 400 again, and it is still going down. So there is no sign of this bottoming out, which means Bank Nifty is strong compared to Nifty. Similarly, the 22,500 call, this has made a base near 130. There are good anchor columns here, and then again yesterday, because of the gap up, it went up. So if this goes above 200, then you can expect a strong recovery. So of course, Bank Nifty also can guide to what Nifty is likely to do. So together, these three charts will indicate what Nifty is likely to do till expiry. out of so many stock charts which I saw from yesterday, I must have seen at least 50, 60 stocks and their calls and puts. The only one which appeals to me going forward is Maruti 7000 call. I'm not talking about going long in this, because Maruti has been in a big uptrend over the last few days, all the way from 6200 to 7000 in this last 10 days. But something interesting happened yesterday. There was an anchor column in the morning in this 7000 call, and this was at the money, but there was no follow through. And then there was a bearish anchor column immediately after that. This indicates that Maruti might have topped out for this expiry. This is something which the call chart is saying. If you go to the put chart, at the same time, this is making some sort of a base near 90 or 100. If this goes up, this can give a trade between, let's say, 105 to 170 or 200 kind of level, only if with of course the stop loss of 90. So this was the only interesting chart which I could see amongst all the liquid options in the various stocks. And let's see how Maruti goes coming in the coming week. That's all from my side. Any questions, Raghunath? I can hand it over to you.
No questions. So you can.
Okay, I'll make you the pleasure.
Hello, folks. Today we will talk about a new option Greek called theta. So last 2 weeks we covered delta and gamma. So this week we'll cover theta, and next week we'll cover vega. So this is a standard disclaimer. So what is theta? So options value, it is comprised of two components. One is extrinsic value and one is intrinsic value. Now, extrinsic value is also called as time value. So as the time passes, the time value portion or the extrinsic value of the option gradually depreciates until expiry. And at expiration, the option value worth is exactly equal to the intrinsic value. So options value is nothing but the addition of extrinsic value and intrinsic value. Assuming other conditions are constant, and other conditions here in the sense that stock is not moving, or the vega is not increasing, or nothing is happening with respect to other conditions, then the more time left in the life of an option, the more valuable it is, as there is more time for the underlying to make a move. As the life of the option decreases, so does the time value of the option. So the rate at which the value of the option depreciates as the time passes, assuming all other conditions remain unchanged, is called theta or time decay, and is denoted with this Greek letter theta. Now let's take a simple example. Now assume that we have an option and its value is 150, and after 1 day passes and the value becomes 140, and assume here that the other conditions are constant. Now this has reduced by 10. So the rate at which this has reduced per day at this point is by 10. So this will be called as theta. The rate of depreciation of your option value every day is called theta. So theta is usually expressed as the value lost by the option with each passing day. Theta can also be defined as the rate of change in the option's price per unit change in the time to expiration. So per unit change is here 1 day in our case. So the rate of change in options price per day will be theta. So there are multiple definitions by which you can define the theta. Now long options will have negative theta and short options will have positive theta. So if you buy an option, you will lose, the value of the option will lose because you have negative theta. As the day passes, the long options value will go down, provided the other conditions remain constant. And short options will have positive theta. So if nothing happens in the stock and everything remains same, then short options will gain in value because the theta is depreciating. The time value is depreciating and you're gaining from the theta. So the theta value is accruing to the short options. Theta can act as a double-edged sword, and it can be a good thing or bad thing depending on the option position. So theta hurts the long position due to time value depreciation, whereas it aids the short options positions due to accrual of theta portion of the profit. A long option position has a negative theta as it loses value with the passage of time, whereas a short options has a positive theta as it gains with the passage of time. Now let's take an example, a real example. So this is at the money call option currently. It's 11,400 call of 27 August expiry. So we are long option here, which means we bought the option. So as I said, the long options will have negative theta. So this is theta in rupees. So what it tells is that the 27 August expiry at the money option call has a theta of rupees minus 586, which means at that instance, assuming other conditions remain constant, the option loses value of rupees 586 every passing day. Okay, so for that particular day, it will lose 586 rupees if nothing happens in the stock, assuming everything remains constant. And if you were to short the same option, you will gain 586 rupees if nothing would happen in the underlying. So theta and moneyness, just like the other option Greeks, theta also changes and is not a constant. Moneyness, time to expiration, and volatility of the option all affect the theta of the option. Now, theta of an option will vary depending on not only the market conditions but also on its moneyness. That is, whether it is in the money, at the money, or out of the money. Theta is greatest for the option when it is at the money, and it decreases when it is in the money or out of the money. So if you compare theta of at the money versus in the money or out of the money, then at the money options will have highest theta. The time value of an option is a direct function of extrinsic value that the option possesses. Because at the money options have the highest time value or the extrinsic value, they have higher thetas, whereas the out of the money and in the money options have lower time value and therefore have lower thetas. And that is why when you short the at the money options, like in the case of straddles, the theta depreciation is much higher in the straddles compared to, let's say, strangles, because we are using at the money options in the case of short straddles. And the same way, if you take long straddles, you will lose much faster because of higher theta depreciation at the money options. Now, if you look at the option chain and the moneyness, the at the money options, for example, both puts and calls currently have theta of around minus 787. Now this is not in rupees, so this is in percentages only. Now if you compare to in the money as well out of the money options, both for the puts as well as calls, you can see that the at the money thetas are much higher compared to in the money and out of the money options. This is because at the money options will have higher extrinsic value or higher time value. Now, what is the relationship between theta and time to expiry? The days to expiration have direct relationship to theta. During the early life and option, the rate of time value decay is similar for all options. So for at the money, in the money, out of the money options, the rate of time value decay is similar. But as the expiration approaches, the rate of decay slows down for the in the money and out of the money options, while it accelerates for the at the money options. Why? Because at the money options will have higher time value. So it has to depreciate much faster when it goes close to expiry, so that it gets to close to zero, right? The option value should be, the extrinsic value should be zero at expiry. So because the extrinsic value is very high for the at the money options close to expiry, so the depreciation will be much faster for the at the money options compared to in the money and out of the money options. So this can be attributed to high extrinsic value left in the at the money options, while low or negligible extrinsic value left in the money and out of the money options. Now, if you look at two different expiry options, at the money options. So here is the closer, the one which is closer to expiry, which is 11,400 call August expiry, and if you compare it to September expiry of the same 11,400 call, if you look here, the theta depreciation is much faster. It's minus 637 here. Now, if you compare it to the September expiry, it's quite normal. It's much lower, and it's like it's not very fast. For example, here. Now, if you look at the August expiry one, here you can see clearly there is a down curve because we are approaching close to expiry, and the extrinsic value has to go to zero. So this depreciation will become faster as we get closer to expiry compared to the ones which are far away from expiry. Now, relationship between theta and volatility. Volatility has a direct effect on theta. When volatility is high, there is uncertainty in the market and options have higher premiums. As a result, options have a higher extrinsic value. Therefore, we'll have higher thetas because we have higher time value compared to the same options under low volatility conditions. Because low volatility conditions will have lower extrinsic values and therefore lower thetas or lower time values. So let's see a figure to understand the direct effect of volatility on both premium of the options as well as thetas. Now, under low volatility condition, here this is a current example, 11,400 strike, and current volatility is around, implied volatility is around 18%. Now, if you look at this premium, 96 and 113, and theta is minus 3183, 3183. Now, if you increase the volatility, so look at the volatility value here, and if you change to, if you double this from 18 to 36, the volatility, implied volatility, then both the premiums of the options as well as theta of the options increases. Correct? So here it's assuming that it's a long call and long put. That's why the thetas are shown in negative values. Now thetas have doubled. So why they have doubled? Because your extrinsic value is much higher because the premiums are higher. Correct? Because the volatility has increased, your values are much higher, the premium values, and therefore your thetas will also be much higher. So high volatility conditions will have high theta and low volatility conditions will have low theta. Okay, that is all about the theta, Greek theta. Let's come to the trade idea. This I've given around 4 weeks ago. Now the time has come for us to exit this trade, and now there is no downside risk anymore. And if you want to hold it, you can hold it. But I suggest that you exit this trade on Monday. I mean, if it stays at the same value, then you will get around 4,000 rupees. And if it market goes down, maybe you will get upwards of 4,000 rupees. So that is all from me, AP. And if you have any other suggestions or feedback, so please give the feedback to us. Goodbye, folks. That is all
Yeah,
from
thank
me,
you.
AP. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. Thanks.